Hi everyone, this is Alert Day Trading. I hope you're all doing well. Today what I'd like to talk about is support and resistance and what that means to me and how I think it helps me in my trading and how it could hopefully help you as well. So today I traded, and I'm also still in a trade, RUN. And basically what I'm looking for is where would I be most interested in buying the stock. And so what I'll do is I'm going to clear these drawings right here so you can have a clear chart. And so basically I noticed RUN because it was making a new all-time high. And I'll start out with its maximum chart. And what I like to do is just kind of look at the whole chart and see where price is important to me and where I think it's important to other investors or day traders. And as you can see, the stock, it goes up and down, obviously. But usually it goes up after a certain point and goes down after a certain point. So what I like to do is just kind of start with the extremes. So for example, this is the all-time high right here. So I'm going to make, actually I'm going to use a price tool. And so I'll just set a line right there. So there is the high of this chart. And to me, that is going to serve as resistance. Basically, the price had problems going through that price, and so it's creating a ceiling. And then if we go all the way down here to the low, and now we have a floor. And so if you kind of just simplify it, here we have resistance, and here we have support. And then what I like to do after that is kind of notice where price may have touched in multiple points and start creating different levels. So for example, you'll see here, this price reached here a couple times. You can see it even reached here right here once and almost kind of reached it there. So in a way, this level is important right here. And so when price was trading in this area, you can see how it was having issues trading above this price. And then it also had issues trading below this price. So in a way, this held as support and this was resistance. And then as price broke above, this no longer became a resistance level, and it ultimately held as a support level. And if you go further back, this at one point was the all-time high right here. So this red line you would want as well. And you can see price broke above the red line, but it did not hold above. So this resistance, in my opinion, kept its importance level as resistance. And you can see the price pulled back all the way to about this area, which was what we were calling resistance over here, but now it's holding as support. So you can see now we're seeing levels of price action. And as you can see, we finally broke above this level here, and we had a pullback, but this time the pullback held, and then we made more highs over here, and then we had a pullback back to this level. It kind of held, and then you can see that it came back to this level, and it still acted as resistance over here, and then you can see a huge drop. And it's a good point that these levels are not absolute and set in stone. They're just kind of levels of having an idea of where a lot of the buyers or sellers are coming in. And so when this level didn't hold, you can see just selling continued. And then finally this level held. So this was holding as support. And then here you can see we pushed up again above this level. And then now we're pushing up against this level. And now we created a new high. So anyway, that's to me what support and resistance is. And I think generally you want to be buying around these levels. Just because, I think the odds are more in your favor when you buy or sell around these support and resistance levels. And that's with a monthly chart. So if we were to zoom in, let's maybe take a weekly chart. You can see now that there's like a few more levels we can probably include. Here's one right here where you can see price had issues about 3 or 4 times right there. So there's a little level right there. But now it's on a weekly chart, so you're going to end up with more levels, more volatility. If we go into the daily chart, you'll see this is only going back 1 year, but you can see these levels kind of holding. Here's a level right here. You can see it had issue over here and over here. So this was holding as support, and you can see it was kind of acting as resistance over here. So there's just a lot more levels of support and resistance. I try not to go further into it just because of where my trading style is. You can put one over here possibly. And so then if we zoom back out, in the monthly chart, we pretty much have a good idea of where price at least is important in my view, and possibly other investors. So then what I look for is if we zoom into the daily chart, this right here was the previous all-time high, and today we opened above that level. And so that's what I'm looking for. And then I'm going to zoom in to the 1 minute chart, and you'll see here this was the previous all-time high, but then yesterday in aftermarket we made a new high of about 25.58. So now we'll put another price level here. And so this morning I noticed the stock trading around the previous all-time high, so it looked like it was holding a support, but I'm looking for to break the most recent all-time high, which was yesterday's aftermarket. And as you can see here, we broke above that level, and in the 1 minute chart that level held a support, and you can see we went from 25.60 all the way to 27.30s. And I actually did take that trade, and I was very pleased with it. And I took multiple entries. The first entry being with the 3 minute chart. Here's the 1 minute. This is the break above that aftermarket hour, and you can see we had a pullback. I could have had double entry for this stock, but I think I just missed the 1 minute entry. I was paying more attention to the 3 minute at the time. And here you can see this is a little cleaner to look at, and there's that push up, and it worked out really well. I ended up taking a second entry here, and I ended up getting stopped out, and now I ended up entering again. I could have had 3 entries with this stock, but I think with the price action, I was waiting for this second candle to close because we had made a new low, and I was hoping that it would close below, and then I could have made an entry much lower, so I didn't end up trading that 5 minute chart. But here's the 10 minute chart. You can see we broke above the high. made a new high here, and here's the pullback, and this was my entry. As you can see, we're kind of consolidating around this area, lower volume. So I am still a little bit up from this most recent entry. I also entered with the 15-minute time frame, and I'm still a little bit up. I think what I might do as we're entering the lunch hour is just kind of put a stop loss at break even, just to not take any loss on this trade, and in hopes that it goes up. It hasn't reached my exit levels yet, so I don't want to exit yet, but I also don't want to keep my original stop loss level, just because we are after my my parameter of trading, and I like to stop my trading after the 12 o'clock hour, just because I feel like the volume just kind of disappears. But since we are holding these levels, I'm not exiting the trade, but I will bring my stop loss up to break even. And if the trade continues on up, then that'll be great too. And I have my orders to sell if it either goes below this level, or if it reaches my limit orders up. And my first order, I think, is around 2730s would be my first order to sell. But anyway, that all ties into how I choose which stocks to trade. So this whole video was started as an explanation of how I see support and resistance, and how it relates to a trade I made today. And hopefully you can learn from the way I see the chart. And if you have any specific questions, let me know. If you like this video, please like it. And if you want some more videos, just let me know. All right, thank you so much for watching, and you all have a good day and good luck with your trading. And remember to always manage your risk.